Well, Sumeet Bagadia now joins us live. Sumit, Prestige Estates on the cash front. Can you just tell us about that? From 148 to 173, does it quantify to be a buy?
Hi, good afternoon, Pankaj. Well, as far as your question on Prestige is concerned, the stock has given a very good move from lower levels, and today the stock is up by 5%. I think the stock is immediately headed for 200 DMA, which is placed at around 179, 180 levels. And the day we get the day we get breakout and closing above 180 levels, we will see a fresh move in the counter, in which we can see levels of around 200, 210 levels. So immediately, those who have taken long positions in Prestige at lower levels can hold on their existing positions, with a trailing stop loss to be placed at around 165 levels on lower side. And if anyone wants to initiate a fresh long position at CMP, then they can initiate with the same stop loss of 165 for the immediate target of around 190 and 200 levels. 180 would act as a small resistance. As soon as that is taken away, we can see stock headed towards 190 and 200 levels.
Right. So any other real estate stocks also that you would buy, or it's only Prestige which is looking good?
Only the Prestige has given a good upside move, and only this particular counter is looking good. As far as other real estate stocks are concerned, let me take the name like DLF, HDIL, iBull Real Estate. All other stocks are moving in a range, and to be very precise, they are facing selling pressure at higher levels. I think it's better to avoid other stocks, because presently, looking at the chart, it seems that there can be some more sell-off in the stocks, and in next couple of weeks, we can see a sell-off in the counters. But as far as Prestige is concerned, yes, the counter is looking good, and a breakout of 180 is required for the targets of 190 and 200 levels.
Right. What is your view as far as Bharat Financial is concerned? Now, the day's low today was 550, which it probably made around the start of the 230 factor. And right now, it's trading at 585. Do you believe the worst is behind, or, as a technical analyst, you would want it to just close in and around the high after, or significantly higher from the day's lowest point after seeing such huge volumes?
I think the counter is still weak. We have seen a recovery from lower levels, but the counter is still weak. 550 is a support for the counter, and if this time the counter is able to break 550 on lower side, then we can see that the stock can touch levels of around 490 or 500 levels. I think any pullback in the counter till 590 or 600 levels should be used as selling opportunity. The overall structure is looking weak. Till the time the stock is not able to give convincing close above 650 levels, any pullback in the counter from present levels till 600 levels should be used as selling opportunity. And on downside, immediate targets would be 550. And if 550 is taken away, then this time we will see levels of around 500 or 490. So yes, the counter is looking weak for next 15 to 20 days time horizon.
Right. So as of now, there is no point chasing this name.
There is no point in chasing the counter, because the overall structure is weak. From lower levels, we have seen a recovery, but at higher levels, again, we will see selling pressure, in which we can see levels of around 550, because the overall structure of market is looking weak. So if Nifty gives a correction and Nifty is able to break the levels of 8,000, then all these counters will see a good sell-off in next 15 to 20 days time horizon.
Right. What do you do with something like a Page Industries? Again, if you don't track that name, don't give a view, because just about 12,600 shares have been traded on NSE, but it's down 4%, and it's one of the biggest wealth creators.
We do track the counter. See, overall, this counter for long term is a very good counter. And today we have seen some pressure from higher levels. But overall, looking at the structure, it seems that for next couple of weeks, the counter will move in a range. The range would be 14,350 on higher side, to be very precise. 14,350, 14,400 on higher side. And on downside, there is a possibility that some more sell-off can be seen, and in which we can see levels of around 12,600 or 12,500. I think for next couple of weeks, the counter will move in a range of around 2,000 rupees. That means 12,500 on lower side to 14,350, 14,400 on higher side.
Right. In terms of, any other names which are going down, which are trying to make a comeback on the move, what would be your top picks in this market if somebody had to buy?
See, if anyone had to take a long position only, then I think at present levels, Bharat Forge is looking good to me, because this counter has given a breakout. And in last 3 days, we have seen that from higher levels, the counter is facing some selling pressure, but we have not seen that big fall in the counter. And overall, looking at the structure, it seems that the counter has given breakout above 930, 940 levels. Presently, it's quoting at around 950. I think if anyone wants to initiate a position for next 15 days or for next 1 month or 2 month time horizon, then Bharat Forge is the right counter to initiate long positions. Because this time, if the counter is able to break 1,000 on closing basis, then we will see a very good upside rally, in which the stock can touch levels of around 1100 or 1140. So I think present levels are good levels to initiate long positions as far as Bharat Forge is concerned. Also, Pankaj, I want to mention that IT stocks are looking good to me at present levels. We have already recommended a buy call in few of the IT stocks. I think if anyone wants to initiate a fresh long positions in the IT stock, then Tech Mahindra is looking good to me. One can initiate long position in Tech Mahindra at 470, 475 levels. On the higher side, immediately we can see levels of around 500. The day Tech Mahindra gives breakout above 500, we can see a rally till 540, 550 levels.
Right. Anything on Aurobindo Pharma? It's down 3.6% today.
Pankaj, Auro Pharma is looking weak. Today it has given a breakdown. Immediately the stock has support at around 660, 665 levels. If these levels are taken away, then we can see a sharp sell-off in the counter, in which we can see a fall of around 8 to 10% from the levels of 660. That means there is a possibility that we might see levels of around 600 also. But strictly a fresh sell-off should be initiated if the counter is able to break 660 on downside. If anyone has taken a position on sell side at higher levels, then they can hold on the existing positions with a stop loss to be placed at 695 on higher side.
Right. Anything on Sun Pharma?
See, that counter has also given a correction and now it seems that it's oversold. But still, looking at the chart, there is a possibility that we can see a fall of around 30 to 40 points from present levels. That means there is a possibility that we might see levels of around 600 or 610 in next couple of days. But overall, it's oversold on charts. So I'm not that comfortable selling this counter at these levels. It's better one should wait for buy signal. I think immediately on higher side, the counter has resistance at around 640, 645 levels. So I think if the counter is able to break 640, 645 on higher side, then one should initiate long positions. I would wait for the fresh breakout. 640, 645 would be the levels. If the breakout is seen, I will take a buy call in Sun Pharma for the targets of 700 levels.
Right. Also, if you could just tell us what's happening with the IT pack. So how is TCS looking 2% higher? I think you earlier mentioned one of the IT names is looking strong.
Yes, Pankaj, IT stocks are looking good to me as far as Tech Mahindra, Wipro, Infosys, TCS, HCL Tech is concerned. You especially asked about TCS. TCS has given a move of around approximately 150 points in last 4 trading days. Looking at the charts, it seems that the counter is headed for 2420 or probably we can see levels of around 2450 also. Anyone who has taken positions in TCS can hold on their existing positions. And if anyone wants to initiate a fresh long position in TCS, then they can initiate at CMP or on dips in prices till 2300 levels should be used as buying opportunity for the immediate upside till 2420 and then 2450 levels in next couple of days.
Right. Just stay on with us, Sumit. About 2 minutes remaining for markets to shut. We'll just come back to you. 16 points down for the Nifty. There has been a recovery. There's been a recovery of about 20 points from the day's low. But still, it's just 20 points. SBI 2% down, 255. ICICI down about 2%, 252. Idea Cellular was among the top losers, 73 rupees. Aurobindo Pharma was the second top loser, 3.6% down. Axis Bank 1% down, 461. ONGC down about 0.7, 199. Tata Power about 0.5% down, and Sun Pharma was down about 0.7%, 627. Infosys 8 rupees higher, 1012. Tata Motors about 0.75 paisa higher. Power Grid 1% down, 182. Tata Steel down about 1.4%. Bharti Airtel 303. Bharti Infratel absolutely flat. BHEL really no change. Reliance Industries no change. 2 rupees decline. There was a marginal negative bias. Z Entertainment about 7 rupees higher, 448. And Yes Bank was down about 2.7%, 1,147. HDFC Limited 8 rupees decline, 1,239, 1.9 million shares traded. Asian Paints down 1.3%, 867, 11 rupees lower. BPCL on the flatter side. Ambuja Cement was up around 2%. In fact, Ambuja Cement gave a very good recovery considering the way cement stocks have gone down. Tata Motors about 20 paisa higher, 298. HUL about 1% down, 800 rupees. HDFC Bank 0.5% higher, 1,184. And Cipla was down around 5 rupees. Kotak Mahindra Bank 719. Wipro about 467. L&T 1357, 13 rupees higher. Lupin was down 1.7%. Generally, pharma as a sector was looking in very weak today. Maruti 5,100, 10 rupees decline. Grasim 828, about 5 rupees on the higher side. Ultratech about 1.5% on the higher side, 3,164. And Dr. Reddy's about 3,000 odd levels. Bajaj Auto 1.6% down, 2,599. And Eicher Motors also looking on the lower side. 13 points down for the Nifty. Let's look at start by looking at the top losers. Markets were down today, so Idea was among the top losers. In fact, the top loser Especially in the second half, it did see incremental selling pressure coming in. Aurobindo Pharma was the next top loser, so about 673 for Aurobindo Pharma, about 3.6% down for Aurobindo Pharma. They've got a Form 483 for their Unit 1 and maybe markets seem to be concerned about that. Bosch is down 3%, 19,211 for Bosch. Yes Bank about 2.7% decline, 1,147 for Yes Bank. SBI was on the lower side, down about 2.4% for SBI. And Bank of Baroda, Eicher Motors, ICICI were among some of the other losers. SBI, 12 million shares traded today. Bank of Baroda down about 4%. Eicher Motors down close to 2% or so. Let's just pull up Eicher Motors, that was down 2%. ICICI down about 1.9%. In terms of gainers, TCS did well. It was up around 2.3%, so 2,340 for TCS. Let's just pull up that name. TCS was up around 2,000, about 2.2%, 2,340. Ambuja Cement, Ultratech and ACC were the next three gainers. So cement as a pack did very well. Remember, they've gone down quite significantly after the demonetization, but Ambuja Cement 1.9% higher. Ultratech Cement, let's look at that name, 1.8% higher. ACC was also up around 1.6%. Z Entertainment, NTPC were some of the other gainers, but NTPC was up around 1.3%. It's still at 162. It's not a very, very big mover always. Let's look at some names from the broader market space. So Edelweiss Financial did very well. It was up around 9% today, 93, 94 rupees. Let's pull up that name. 4 million shares traded. The volumes on these names were, this name was very high. Swan Energy, 6% higher, 4 million shares traded. I think we'll be talking to the management quite soon. Swan Energy also did well. It was up around 6% PNB Gilts have again started to go up, so about 3% higher, 47 rupees for PNB Gilts. Bombay Dyeing was up around 4%. Dishman Pharma, actually among the pharma pack, Dishman Pharma did well. All the other pharma names were down, but Dishman was up around 3.5%. In terms of some of the other names or some of the other losers on the broader market space, Manappuram Finance was down. It was down around 4%. Very good volumes as well. So again, NBFC as a pack continued to look bad. Manappuram Finance 4% down. Ujjivan Financial Services, that's another microfinance company, another 5% decline. Just Dial was looking weak. Not that great volumes, but down about 5.5%. V-Guard Industries was down close to about 4.5%. That's also a name which did particularly not that well. Sumit, any closing comments? Do you believe that the close today is weak, or it really doesn't matter because volumes are not picking up?
Pankaj, the closing is weak. We have seen closing below 8100 levels. I think immediately the Nifty is headed for 8020 and 8000 levels. If we see OI reducing at 8000 levels and a breakout below 8000 is seen, breakdown below 8000 is seen, then we can see a further correction till 79 or 7800 levels. But till the time 8000 is not taken away, I think immediately 8000 and 8180 would be the range for next couple of days. And from present levels, there is a possibility that we might see downside move only, because overall more than Nifty, Bank Nifty is looking weak. And this time if Bank Nifty is taken away, if Bank Nifty takes away 18,000 level, then we can see a sell off in the Bank Nifty till 17,500 levels. So this would automatically impact Nifty also. So I think immediately the overall structure is looking weak. On the higher side, 8180 is a resistance. So any pullback from present levels till 8120 should be used as selling opportunity for the targets of 8020 and 8000 levels.
Sumit, thank you so much for taking out time for us. Always a pleasure.